Alright, hello YouTube, welcome back to the From the Depths 50k volume limit tournament. We're on to round 3. I would be spinning the wheel here to pick the match up, but we had a bit of a bug. I think I fixed it now. For this round, we'll be in space. And the matchup that was rolled was Damodok versus Mephistopheles. I tried to run it, and then realised the craft plummeted out of the sky. Now, I think that's because they had no resources. I think that was all it was. I'd just forgotten to give them any resources, so... we'll start the battle. As I did explain before, but I'll have to re-explain now. Oh, what do you mean 30 second? I forgot the time limit. Where's the time limit? Oh no, it was there. Huh? Okay, try that again. Oh, there's a bit of jank round this one. Right, as I tried to explain before, Mephistopheles, in your case, because the Tatzel world was already a mothership, I have had to reconfigure it a little bit. Because I couldn't spawn it in, attached to the eye hole, and obviously it doesn't work in space. To do that, I've made the drones attached to the eye hauler itself. They're still facing forwards, and I've adjusted any craft that was using forwards AI to have a forwards AI on the eye hauler, whereas the broadsiding craft like this one have got a circle AI. Should be reasonably fair. Let's let battle begin. From the Depths' space is a little bit weird, in that shells don't really have drop-off. Missiles sort of are just generally a bit weird. I don't actually remember how they work. I think you need turning thrusters for them to really work at all. Energy weapons are fine. There's maybe some other weirdness, but I can't remember exactly. This one looks like it's starting off pretty fierce, I would say. Apparently Damodok is doing a bit better at the moment. Mephistopheles is taking more damage, supposedly. As usual, I'm kind of considering it at the... Yeah, I suppose the Tatzelworm's core would be the main bit, given it would normally be controlling the guns. Although I suppose not, because it's attached to a different mothership this time. I guess that's just the quirk of the space battle round. Meanwhile, the Dreadnought is... well, it's looking to get out some decent fire. Yeah, I suppose the difference here is that the guns will still be able to do something, but whether they'll have any targeting, it's any good left, I don't know. This is definitely a bit of a slug match. Again, gun accuracy might even be higher, if anything, because they're in space. I thought it might be worse because of the lack of gravity, but I suppose since they're both in space, it actually doesn't really matter so much. Likewise, the eye hauler is fairly tough, like the ground-based hauler, but it's not indestructible. It does have decent self-repair, though. Iron Maiden is... half of me would say taking less damage, but I would actually maybe even say more. But I think this is a very straightforward slug match, actually. Just in space and upside down, yeah. Oh yeah, you're being carried, by the way, so everyone's upside down. Even this thing, although that's not so important here. I actually thought this thing had iron on it, but I was told by the guy who made it that no, it doesn't. Not by Mecha, I suppose. 80% health, but those gun pods are still blazing away. Eye hauler's actually lost an engine, I think, on the side, on the front mount. Yeah, that Tatzelworm's core seems to be a little bit fragile, but the gun pods do a decent amount of damage by the looks of this. Still, the Iron Maiden's armour is tough. It is holding for the moment, if very cratered. Explosion from the gun pod, but doesn't look like it's a knockout. Of course, it does have shields. Not something we've really seen on the other competitors, but this thing's got shields on the front of the gun pods, and they do appear to be deflecting the odd shot. Oh, Magic Team Mephistopheles is starting to take some damage now. The Iron Maiden's doing good for, well, being literally upside down. Old-fashioned tech is apparently triumphing over the modern equivalent. Oh no, looks like the core's been knocked out. The core is dead, but again, seeing as they can still move in this fight, seeing as they're not immediately useless, it'll count until those gun pods are knocked out. Or if those gun pods are knocked out, I suppose I could even say. This was meant to be a slightly chaotic tournament after all, so I don't mind the odd thing like this that's a little bit weird. There's a little bit of interest, you know. So 3 gun pods, or 4 gun pods are still up, but one's very badly damaged. Likewise, again, despite tremendous looking damage, doesn't seem to be stopping the Iron Maiden. It's still firing with all 5 gun turrets this time. Actually doing a little better than it was against the Hollowwood. How exactly the Hollowwood's going to react when it's being hauled around, I genuinely don't know. It might actually be better, if anything, but we also don't know who it's going up against. I think one guard pod is down, I would say. 64% one, I reckon. Yeah, one of the others has got a really narrow barrel, so I reckon that's taken a critical hit. So I reckon it's fighting 2 gun pods at this point. It's down. Their opponent is down roughly 10%. They're in a lot worse shape. He's trying to strafe and keep a distance. They should both be orbiting at about 1,000 meters away from each other. That's what I've got them set to do. Oh, someone said about... Ah, yes, someone said about F9 to hide the UI. I just remembered about that. Ah, okay, I thought that would hide all of it, which I didn't really want, but I do not mind at all it hiding the other stuff. So 2 guns functional still. One's just lost a barrel, but still firing. Well, meanwhile, this one's dropping a little bit. And Cat has come to say hello. Hello, Cat. You want to be on YouTube? Yeah, I don't think the mic's that sensitive about the proper power supply. I don't think they can hear you from down there. Not that that's going to stop her, of course. Again, extremely heavily crated armour, but take a look at it. It's a lot of layers. There's a lot of protection in between that outer layer and the actual guns themselves. Although this one is exposed. Could that one be due for an explosion if it gets hit? I'll have to wait and see, I suppose. That looks to me like a big weak... Oh, mind you, altitude is dropping. What altitude is it at? I couldn't tell you, but it is raising up again. Yeah, I think the error I was having in testing was forgetting to give it any resources. It seems to be fine now. Because the both eye haulers just plummeted out of the sky, and I could not work out why. Pretty obvious in hindsight. Oh, yeah. Gun pods are taking the odd hit, but the accuracy is starting to suffer a bit. Could be that the Iron Maiden's, while its armour is intact, it might have started to lose some detection systems. But then again, it's still landing hits. I shouldn't count it out just yet, actually. It is still landing hits. Oh, we've got a hit directly to the hauler, but the hauler's self-repair is good. It'll probably repair out of that quite quickly. Unless it gets focused and starts taking a lot of fire, and none of the ships I've seen so far have ever focused on a hauler, but then again, this is the first round where everybody's hanging under one. If someone's set to target propulsion, then could do that. Although then again, given it's a tournament, people probably haven't set up target priority unless they had a ship already built for something else that they've entered. Yeah, at the moment, still a slug match, and everyone's slowing down because they're all thinking. I think we've got one side's running out of firepower, and the other side's either detection is down or their guns just aren't really accurate enough to secure hits that reliably against the smaller pods. Then again, I say that it did just get another one. That was one against one of the already damaged ones. Sorry again, I feel like I end up focusing on one craft a lot more than the other. A lot of these tournament matches have ended up being one side's fight to lose, which has happened occasionally, but fire's still exchanging. It's going to be weird going back to the campaign and having to build my own stuff again. It's been a while since I've actually built anything, but hopefully it'll give me a bit of a break for the inspiration to recover. I know overhauling the Chris was one of the things we were going to do. We were going to turn it into a missile carrier with larger missiles. Getting minor hits, but no side's really able to pull ahead. There's still time. Is that another gun pod down, perhaps? Or is it still... No, it looks like it's still firing, even if it's not Very hard. What's the armor on these things like? Yes, lots. Yeah, no wonder a glancing hit or two isn't doing a huge amount. A lot of hollow armor, 2 layers of... a lot of hollow air gap. Lots of space for the shots to go through. Not sure how much the lack of gravity is affecting this fight because they're both gunboats, but I think the future ones with missiles might find things a lot different. I don't know how well they're going to work in this atmosphere. They might even dive down into the atmosphere, then come back up to the VLS types. That's the other reason some of them were upside down. Why the heck is it coming up with the option to change my keyboard language? I'm sorry? Well, I hope I haven't set that wrong. I might have to set that back later, but... UK English, please. Actual English. Yes, I know the whole thing with English and American being different was basically the language equivalent of a shouting match between the two countries, but... not a shouting match, but like just an argument, I guess. Oh. It looks like the Tatzelword's guns are all offline. I think we can call that there. I don't think the... it looks like all the gun pods are offline. Oh, no. No, I spoke too soon. I did speak too soon. It just came back online. Just out of ammo, not out of fire, Pat. Oh, well, you got 40 seconds to kill that thing. And you struggled to put it below another 2% above where it was earlier, so I think Damodot's going to call the match here, but technically, since both sides are apparently still functional, we'll run the timer out. It's definitely going to be a win to him unless something changes in the next 20 seconds or so. I do notice both sides are drifting apart a long way, which is not really intended. They should both be trying to engage their 1,000 meters. I'm not quite sure what's happened there. They're just carrying something quite heavy. See the explosions off in the distance there. Oh, time's up. The winner, the first match of round 3 goes to Damodot. Don't know why the battle didn't end. I feel like the time is broken. Right, let's add that point. 2, 3. And spin the wheel. Next up is the broken blank space. Hooray! Right, we can get rid of that. Get rid of that. Is nobody. You get a free point. No. It's going to be Cringe. It will be Cringe's ATV, which is truly all-terrain now because it's going to space. Where is it? Cringe. It will be going up against... Amphiretes? No, Cobra. Going up against the Hollywood. This is perhaps not a great matchup for Cringe. We'll see how it goes, but the Hollywood does not have a lot to hit, whereas the weaponry on the ATV or the KATV is very much built to fight very specific targets or specific weak points of the target. Maybe it'll work in practice. Maybe it'll be able to actually hit the Hollywood's weaker points. I Hollywood, yep. 1200. Let's go. Taking a moment to load. That's it. Front faces are indeed facing forwards. Let's see how this goes. Oh, geez. Huge light spike. Oh! Massive first volley from the Hollywood. Uh-oh. Oh, this might have been an awful start for the ATV. Oh, dear. I have a horror... Sorry. Sorry, Cringe. I have a horrible feeling you just got knocked out. Oh, no. That was a really bad hit. And it's actually targeting the hauler. It's the first craft we've seen deliberately target the hauler. Lots of shots bouncing off of it. Yeah, that... Man. This might be our fastest match. I have a feeling the KTV just got knocked out. See what happens on the second volley, but they might be able to call this fight early. Now, of course, the one... Hold it. Oh, something's gone very wrong. The eye hauler's perhaps taken a hit to the AI or something, but it just dropped and took a chunk out of the KTV there. It's recovering. Overcompensated a little bit, but... Oh, and I thought... That's a shame, though, because I thought the KTV might manage something here. I was thinking, well, if it gets a quick punch out on the Hollywood's AI, it might actually take this match, but... I'm waiting to see if we get a second broadside from those main guns, but again, it's reload time. I think it really is built around Alpha Strike, because its reload time is awful. What is with the... Shift... Oh, no. What is doing the language change? I need to fix that afterwards anyway, because it's going to be annoying if the... I think it's the at and speech mark keys get swapped. I actually don't know on that one, but... So just trying out keyboard commands to see what it is that does that. That's weird. I've never had that happen before. Is the Hollywood dead? The KTV's taken damage, but I haven't seen the Hollywood shoot anything for a little while either. What the heck? There are holes in it. Something hit it. In fact, something's exploded here by the look of it. It looks like one of the... Is it one of the secondaries? Yeah, one of the little AI secondaries went up. But it has also stopped firing. Well, 1 minute rule. If no one fires, it's going to a DKO. Which will give the Hollywood the win, but... That's interesting that it seems to have just died. Has it used up all its resources and ammunition repair costs already? Is it just that resource hungry? Likewise, if the ATV suddenly comes back online, you'll take the match. So perhaps this isn't over yet. I realised I forgot to check when what the timer is on, so we'll go for 3 minutes. No one shoots for 3 minutes, it'll be a double knockout. But again, the Hollywood, which has taken less damage, will be the winner. I think it's a fair thing. The KTV took that huge raking blast at the start. Oh. The Hollywood has sprung to life again. I don't know what happened to it, but... Its main guns still seem to be non-functional. I don't know what's happened there. I think the Hollywood might actually have suffered a worse hit than it looks like it's taken. Maybe it did just about get a railgun volley off and I didn't even see it, or it damaged itself with its own volley of fire, but something definitely went wrong inside that thing. I'm sure of it. None of its main guns are responding. I think even with their bad reload time, they should have reloaded by now. Maybe an ammunition magazine went up? I thought the idea was it was very decentralized, but perhaps not. Well, the KATV is not fired for a long time, and I don't think its weapons are coming back online. I'll give that win to the Hollywood, but I think something's gone wrong with the Hollywood. Perhaps its durability is not as tight as we thought it was. Maybe there's some flaw with it that's been discovered during this battle. Because it didn't have much of a hole in it, but it certainly had lost a huge amount of performance there. But yeah, okay. Second round victory in that fight goes to Cobra X. For 2 points. Back to setup. Who will be next? Will we have any more weird incidents like the last one? Will this be a longer fight? Don't know. Looks like it's going to be Tanks' Demios. On one team at least. I just realised I forgot to set up colours for this. Let's go. We'll do Twin Guard versus Scarlet Dawn. This is Tanks. 1200 versus Spin. It will be versus Solid? No, Amphiretes. Oh god, what's Amphiretes? The submersible platform? I think that's right. Turned into a veritable UFO today. Yes, the submersible platform. This is an interesting one, because this is one of the first ones I think we've seen that has... in fact, both sides use missiles here. How is this going to go? Well, we'll find out. And where are they? Over there. Sorry, I had to turn the UI on for a minute to find them. I forgot to set the colour on the second team. Well, I guess the Demios is just yellow today. Hey, it's sonar. Boy, might be about to cause it another problem there, actually. I'll go have a look at that. But yes, it's the submersible platform versus the Demios. Oh no, the sonar boom is not a problem today. It's probably not doing much, but... yeah, missiles are they still steering? Oh, missiles look like they're on dumbfire mode, but we've still got a hit. What are they? No, the missiles are just behaving strange in general, it would seem, at the moment. Yeah, that one got a hit. Maybe they do still work in space. I thought you needed turning thrusters. Mind you, they might have turning thrusters, I suppose, so... so far, the Demios seems to have taken the worst alpha strike. Didn't affect the missiles as much as I thought it might, but it's getting good hits. The submersible platform, of course, does not have the protection of the water today. It's completely exposed. So it will perhaps be a little more vulnerable. But of course it does have that nasty missile barrage. We've seen that does a lot of damage. It looks like a lot of those shots are going to hit. The odd miss. I think the missiles are going sort of semi-dumbfire. They're getting A-lock. And then maybe if they have got turning thrusters, or one turns, they then run out and then it loses the lock. I am seeing some drop below into atmosphere, I think, so it could also be that that's happening. They hit the atmosphere, then they turn around, bounce back up, and then get a hit. They are wiggling, though, so they must have some steering. I genuinely don't know quite how missiles work in space and from the depths at the moment. Another missile barrage. The hull of the ship looks quite ragged, but it looks like all the guns, apart from maybe the Seawards, are still firing. Missile launchers certainly are, if they're dipping all the way back into the atmosphere. Damage is slightly less bad for the submersible platform, but it is close. I believe the submersible platform is the highest scorer so far. It won both of its rounds, which I'm not sure no, some of the others had, I think. I think it will be the highest scorer if it wins this one, that was it. Demios just took another big hit. A very slow missile wanders past. It's tough though, look at all those lamb sets. They're not having any trouble at all tracking it, it's just actually knocking it out. Another big hit to the hull, but then again, doesn't matter so much, you're not underwater. There's missiles coming in. How are things looking on the platform's end? Even without the protection of the water, it seems like the MAD is reasonably tough still, even upside down as well. Oh, the eye hauler took a hit. Didn't do a lot though. Yeah, it seems like the missiles from the platform are being affected less badly by the lack of water. Oh, then again, is it dropping? What's happening? Oh, it's plummeting. Oh, I didn't even see what happened. Oh, the eye hauler's dead. The Demios actually killed the eye hauler. Oh, that's not good. You've only got 30 seconds, MAD, before you're DQ'd. But of course, you are in the water where you want to be now. You'll actually get a chance to convert to its water form, but if it gets to 4 minutes and the game has disqualified it on its own, I'm going to do it for it. See, it's sort of functional now, but it's at the wrong angle, and it doesn't look like it could stabilize properly. Could it be some of its thrusters are out? This thing is supposed to swim pretty well, but something's clearly not right with it today. Could be because it's stuck against the rocks. Could be something else. Game also should be doing the disqualification count for me, and it's not doing it. I guess I've screwed up a setting, or it's like the timer and it's also broken for some reason. No, that's 4 minutes. That's at least 30 seconds, I believe. Winner goes to the Demios, but man, I did not... Well, I literally didn't see it coming. I didn't see what happened. I didn't see what it did to get the win there, but it clearly knocked out the eye hauler. Well, well. Good work, Debios. Good work, Amphiretes. Not Amphiretes, tanks. Well, I mean, good work, Amphiretes anyway. You're doing pretty well, but yeah, for this battle, good work, tanks. Scarlet Dawn. Right. Last battle of the round will be Mew versus Solid Pickle. The Meteor versus the, oh, what sort of pickles? The airship. Now, of course, the Meteor Buster is technically space capable in the very last mission of IORC, but unfortunately, it needed the upgraded engines and everything, and that hasn't happened in this continuity, I guess. Also, I just realised I forgot to turn the UI off. Where is everything? Okay, it's over here. There we go. Yeah, so we've got the Mega Meteor Buster, which is very upside down. This is on broadside. It didn't seem to be a forward attack, or it's a plane, so broadside. I believe this one is on front-sider. There comes that burst of blue again. These two fought before. Am I going crazy, or have these two actually fought before? I have a feeling they might have. Flares are being chucked out in large quantities, and missiles too. Looks like they're... Oh. They were powerful enough to get through the lambs. They didn't quite make it through the Seawiz missile screen. Likewise, there's some equally weird stuff going on with the missiles there. Is the laser working? No, I'm not seeing that laser beam, which is unusual because it would be very useful here. Has the laser been knocked out very early on? But I am seeing a stream of gunship fire. Yeah, the lambs on the airship looks to be enough to hold off some missile fire, but not all of it. Those hit. Oh, there's a lot of missiles being launched now. How well do they work against that torrent of flares? I don't know. Doesn't have the real Meteor Buster's shields either. Or anti-gravs for that matter. I guess the laser's been knocked out. It definitely has a laser cannon in that front nose turret, but I haven't seen it fire. Its lambs is still working, so its lasers can't be completely offline, but those blue cannons are doing a fair bit of damage. Some of the missiles are slipping through, though, which is interesting. Seems like the Solid Pickle's weapons seem just about capable of destroying most of the missiles coming towards it, and then that little trio of three always seems to slip through. It doesn't even seem to get shot. There's some way of doing missile stealth? Is that a thing? I don't know. Yeah, missile accuracy is definitely being put off by the anti-gravity on these two ships, or at least on the Pickle. I would say the Pickle is ahead at the moment, but not by a lot. Might depend how this barrage of missiles coming in does. There's another 4. Doesn't look like it's going to be able to defeat these. Maybe it's got some tougher missiles, although those ones disappeared. Perhaps some of the missiles it's carrying are tougher than the others. But I would say the Meteor's losing overall. Come on, Meteor. Not definitely biased. Definitely biased me. As I always say, this is from a game I made. I rather like the design, even if this is a slightly odd version of it. I'm not kidding anybody. I do like that extra large design. Solid Pickle is repairing quite a bit. He's repairing very fast, actually. Interesting. There is a hard limit on repair bots. How is he? Is he just able to repair that quickly in general, or is that something that missed on his design? I might have to very quickly check that one in the next match, maybe, but it seems he's got self-repair systems anyway, and they're certainly working. I don't believe they were completely disallowed, but I did limit how many you could have. It could be, if he's been losing big blocks, that the 10 repair bots you are allowed are just enough to just quickly fix up what's left. I could totally believe that. And he is taking hits to the big exterior armor panels. I would say he's winning out. It's another more of a slug match than I thought. I was never quite sure how durable the Meteor actually was, but it seems that from the previous matches it's not awful at any rate. It's perhaps a little lesser, but oh, we've got laser turrets firing now. Oh no, that's the Seawiz again. It's not as good, I don't think, but it's not bad, certainly. Just goes to show you can fit aesthetics in. Oh, all of a sudden the Pickle's taking a big hit. It's not doing much better than the Meteor. What's happened there? Did it lose a gun? Oh, looks like the nose has been blown open. Could it be that a missile tube went wrong? Hit itself? Not a time to have holes in your hull. If some missiles slip into those, that could be very bad. But of course, holes in the hull doesn't mean that the seaways just stopped working, so I suspect... Yeah, here comes the swarm of mini missiles. Of course, we know it fires in bursts of about 5 or 6. Ooh, big hits again. Front armor's getting really perforated. There's not a fair bit in it. Meanwhile, with the Meteor, how are we looking? Hard to catch up with, apparently, because they're both moving fast. These AIs are definitely engaging from further than a kilometre away, I'm sure of it. Don't know what's going on there, but they should all be set to a kilometre. It is taking damage, but it is proving quite hard to actually knock fully offline. A lot of the shots are not hitting it. It's got quite a flat profile, which it is actually going to take full advantage of. Are those not offensive missiles? Are those defensive? Or is its own missiles getting distracted by its own flares? I don't know what's going on there, but some of the missiles are definitely not going quite where they ought to be, I don't believe. Yeah, I think the wave-based nature of the way it's launching the torpedoes or missiles is actually getting them through, because it launches countermeasures. They hit some of them, but they're not enough to take out the whole wave. That one might just about get through. It does. My language is changing again. I don't know why the keyboard keeps doing this. Am I? No, I haven't got anything leaning on the keyboard. I don't know why it's doing that, but it is. The Pickle just seems to be very good at self-repair, actually. I'm starting to wonder about this now, because it's repaired a lot of damage there, but then again, it's only thin. Let's have a quick check inside it for repair bots, just to make sure they haven't accidentally screwed something up and put too many in. Is the front of this thing just fully armor, pretty much? Have a quick look around this thing. Hasn't put me on board it, has it? I hope it hasn't. Someone said about that in the first one, right? First round, but done by accident. There's the AI. No real way to get a look inside it, I don't think. I'll check that out later, because it is repairing very, very quickly. I'm kind of surprised by that. I don't think the repair bots on these help them. It should just be the repairs inside it. But then again, maybe it is just because it's not taking much damage, but it took those big missile hits to the nose, which I would have thought would do more. I'm kind of surprised how quickly it patched the hole. And again, I could be totally wrong. It could just be that 10 repair bots is all you need to do that. Nevertheless, the match still continues. Right, no, I'm nowhere near it. Okay, that's fine. I'll quickly pause and fly back to the air fight. I guess we can leave it going. I think it's a bit of a run out one at the moment. The Meteor's still going. Oh, the Meteor's repairing as well, actually. That just bipped up to 0.75, so I guess they both got self-repair. Maybe it is just the self-repair. Maybe self-repairing from the depths is just a bit more potent than I thought it was. They're just, neither side is doing a huge amount of damage reliably. Yeah, I just saw a bit regenerate there, actually. Yeah, okay. Maybe it is just a case of just, depending on where the damage is taken, they can repair quite quickly. I would say the Meteor is being outstripped, however. If it doesn't do something quickly, get a really good hit, it's not going to get a win. But I will check that one after the match and have a quick count up. And if it turns out something's wrong, I'll update you all. Yeah, as things stand, I'd say the Pickle's got this. The Meteor is fairly reliably getting missiles through its defense screen. It's not in huge numbers, and it seems the defenses are enough to keep up. feeling it's only a matter of time either until the fight just runs out of time or the Mega gets shot down. But then again, we had the previous match turn around when the eye hauler suddenly got hit, so who knows? How do you look, Emilio? Any bad hits anywhere? It's back up to 97.5 again. Yeah, I think it might just be that the... I'll still double check it, but I think it might just be that the self-repair just is good on these two and they are just repairing. Yeah, Sig is definitely trying to launch a lot of extra missiles, but some of them are not working in space, clearly. What's he put on the bottom of the field, the water tank there? Radar? This is just a radar. Fair enough. Oh yeah, it's got jets inside it, of course. Zappity zap. Yeah, Seaways on this thing's still working. Yeah, both are struggling. They both seem to be relying primarily on missiles. That had its gun turrets, but... Actually, that is a very good thought. Oh, maybe this swarm was from the... Oh, the swarm was from the other ship. Okay. Did a good job of shooting at him. Yeah, I was going to say, those gun turrets specifically. Yeah, we haven't seen those for a very long time. I was just thinking about you. But while it's trying really hard, it just doesn't seem to be able to get its nose laser back on. I feel like that might be what would do it if it could get its laser cannon back up and running, but it seems whatever damage it took right at the start, it just hasn't been able to repair. Or there's something else wrong with it, which is also potentially an option, but... Yeah, no, I can see this one actively patching itself up. It is just the... I think it is just 10 repair bots. It's actually quite good. Seems to be enough for this fight at any rate. Well, there we go. Well, my keyboard... I still don't know what shortcut it is that's doing that, but my keyboard is back to normal. Bizarre. Well, time's nearly up. A minute and a half to go. I think the Mega's going to lose this one at the moment, but not from a bad effort at all. It's dragged the fight out to the full length, and I don't think either side's going to get a kill, even if those guns hit, which they haven't even. Or if they did, they only just chipped it. Yeah, it might just be that it's the Pickle's better armor scheme than the nose that's saved it today. It did have its armor blown right open. I genuinely thought we were going to lose it. I thought with that armor blown open it wasn't going to survive that, but it managed to repair it very quickly. And that was apparently enough. It's very flamey though. I'm guessing that's to do with its lift engines, but I suppose if it's got that much heavy armor it probably needs that many. Yeah, looks like it's the same as. Neither side can really break the other's defenses permanently, but the solid Pickle just got that extra alpha strike because of its cannons, and the Meteor was doing good damage, but it seems to have dropped off. Again, I think that laser being lost immediately has really hurt it. So I know it has the laser cannon in the nose, and it just hasn't been firing this fight. The Lambs has, so it's not completely out, but clearly that part of it is. 10 seconds, unless it changes real fast. Flares look great, but I'm not convinced they're doing anything. Alright, that's time. It looks like the Solid Pickle has won this round. Or Solid Pickle's aircraft, I should say, not the Solid Pickle. Right. Solid. You get another point. And we have a little bit of an update into the standings. So, after the end of round 2, Damadok has taken the lead with 3 wins for his Iron Maiden. Amphiretes is on 2. Cobrex is still on 2. Tanks is still on 2. Or they are on 2 anyway. Solid Pickle is on 2. Mew has dropped to 3rd place with a single point, and Mechastopheles and Cringe are yet to score. All the play for still. There's still 2 more rounds to go. I believe, yeah, anyone could potentially take the lead spot at this point. But yeah, Hopefully you've all enjoyed, and I'll catch you all for round 4, which is it's on here. Break the box battle. It will be 2 people on the same team versus one of the haulers with a box with some AI in it, and it'll be up to see who can break the box first. Actually, no, it might even be 3 teams. Yeah, 3 teams would be better, because then they'll both fight each other as well. Yeah, they'll be fighting each other as well. So yeah, see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.